Okay, so we have our two pieces to our donut. We have our icing and we have our bottom piece. Now what we have to do is put the two pieces together. So what we're gonna do, pick up the circles. You wanna take the tail from the beginning of our project. Make sure it's pulled through the circle and out of the way. Same thing with the tail. You want to match up the circles. You want the inside of the donut holes to match up like that. We're going to take our needle. That should be with your stuffing. We're going to close the inside circle first. So loop. Sometimes it's a little tricky. I'm going to pull the thread through that needle. We're going to pick it up. We're going to make sure the circles match up. And what we're going to do, we're going to take our needle, we're going to insert the needle from the brown to the top color. So from the bottom color, which is your brown, to your top color. You're going to pick a stitch. Pick a stitch closest to where your knot is, because that's where we're picking up the thread, the yarn. So what you're going to do is thread through the brown to your top color. You're going to pull that yarn all the way through. For the next stitch, you're going to insert your needle in the stitch right next to the stitch we just threaded. You're going to insert your needle and pull it through. Then you're going to do the same thing with the next stitch. Insert your needle from the brown to your top color and pull it through. Insert your needle in the next stitch from the brown to the purple and pull it through. And you can turn your donut as you go along. This will help you to keep track of where you are. You insert your needle from the brown to the purple, you pull it through, and you just do that the rest of the way around your donut. From the brown to the purple. And it's okay if a little bit of the fuzzies fall off, that's normal. From the brown to the purple, insert it. From the brown to the purple. Okay, I still have a few more stitches to do. And just make sure they line up nicely. From the brown to purple. From the brown to the purple. Okay. Now, I believe that I have it all closed off, but what you can do to make sure, you turn it on the side and you just look around the entire circle. Okay, so mine is closed up completely. So what we are going to do is knot the yarn that we have left. So we're going to insert it into the next stitch. Insert it, don't pull it all the way through, but you're going to insert it, pull it through, leaving a big enough loop. You're going to take your needle and you're going to insert your needle into that loop and pull through, because you're going to create a knot. You pull it tight enough where the knot is secure, but don't pull it too tight where you break the thread, break the yarn. Then you take your needle, insert it into the middle, and that part is all done. Your donut hole is complete. Now for the next part, with these strings that are left over, you can tie them, or you can place them on the inside, or you can take scissors and you can cut them to make them shorter and then place them on the inside, but we don't need them. What you want to do is take the tail from the outside of your donut and you are going to thread the needle with that yarn. Again, it's okay if some of the fuzzies come off. That happens just because we cut the yarn. And we're going to do the same exact thing. So, because the center is closed, the circle is already lined up the way that we need it to be. But still, you want to hold both pieces as you create a stitch around the outside. So with your needle threaded, take your needle. This is our starting point. You're going to insert in both loops. Remember, it's always both loops. Insert through both loops of the brown, and then you line it up with the purple, and you insert that needle and you pull until you have that stitch. Now you're going to do the same thing in the next stitch. You take your needle, you insert through the brown to the purple in the very next stitch, and you pull your yarn, and as you can see, you're creating stitches. Okay, take your needle, you insert in the very next stitch through the brown to your top color, and you pull that thread. Okay, let's do it again. Take your needle, insert it from the brown to your top color, and you pull. Okay, the needle, the next stitch from the brown to the purple, and you pull that all the way through. Now you're gonna do this when you come to your brown string that's left over. Just tuck that in. All of that will be sandwiched in your donut and you won't be able to see it. So what you want to do is continue the stitch around the donut, but you want to leave yourself a space so that you can insert the stuffing into the donut. So continue stitching around, but leave yourself a big enough space to get your hand into that space so you can stuff your donut. Okay, so I have stitched around my donut. Yours should look just like this. It looks nice and neat. But I left myself a hole so that I can stuff the donut. So you will have stuffing in your kit. And what I want you to do is take your stuffing. You can do it little bit by little bit. That's how I do it. You put it into that opening. So it's time to stuff your donut. Get some stuffing in there. We want to make it nice and soft. And just You just stuff it, and you can shape it as you stuff it so that it's nice and round. You see our donuts starting to take shape. They look amazing. I know you're doing a great job. You can use as much or as little as you'd like. Okay, so I have the bottom pretty much filled. I'm going to put a little bit more. Okay, so the bottom is filled good for me. And then what we're going to do, we still have to stuff the top. Even though we have to close it, you want to put some of that stuffing in the top. And what I like to do is, so I'm going to close the donut 2 more stitches. And then as I close it, I'm going to stuff it. So I closed it 2 more stitches. So I'm going to grab some more stuffing. I'm going to place it in the donut. And I'm going to place some more in there. I'm going to close it another 2 stitches. And I'm going to place more stuffing in there. And I think I can get a little bit more stuffing in there. I like to make mine really soft and really cuddly. There we go. I think that is perfect. Maybe just a little bit more. A little bit more won't hurt. There we go. Now it's perfect. So I'll put that in there. And then what I do, I use my other hand that I'm not sewing with to hold the yarn closed. And I take my crochet needle and I finish closing up the donut. Let's see, there we go. So your donut is closed. Now what I like to do is go over the stitch we've already made. So still, what we're still going to do from the brown to the purple, just kind of find a stitch there, pull it through, just for extra security to keep the donut closed. And then on the next stitch, I'm going to insert my needle from the brown to the purple again. I'm going to pull it, but not all the way through. I'm going to leave a loop because we're going to knot it just like we did in the center. So I insert my needle through that loop that we left, and then I pull it tightly. But just because I like my donuts extra secure, I'm gonna make another knot. So in the next stitch, I insert from the brown to the purple. I pull that yarn, leaving a loop. I'm gonna insert my needle through that loop, and I'm gonna pull, creating a second knot. So it's nice and secure. I don't have to worry about it coming open. It's exactly how it needs to be. Now with this, what I'm gonna do, take your needle, insert it into the purple, and you just kind of push it through the donut. Push it through, and you're gonna pull that string all the way through. and you shape your donut how you want it. So my donut is shaped exactly how I want it to be shaped. It looks amazing. I can get the little fuzzies off. Now, for this part, I'm going to cut this off. So, if you're underage, please make sure you get your parent or guardian's permission before using the scissors. But you want to cut this part off, but you want to make sure that you don't cut your donut. So that's going to be our next step. Okay, so I have my scissors and I am going to cut. See how I cut that? So that way I cut it close, but I didn't cut the actual donut. So you can't see where I cut it. And your donut is complete. If you have any little fuzzies, you can go ahead and take that off. And now you have your very own donut. So I hope that you loved making this donut. I hope it was something that you'll want to come back and do again and tell all your friends about it, and you all can have your very own crochet donuts. Thank you so much for participating and getting your kit, and I'll see you next time.